Just know if you do this, producers are gonna say you're cheating, because in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you the quickest sample chopping method. And you're gonna wanna watch to the end because we're gonna make a beat out of those chops. And in the beat making process I'm gonna share with you is gonna change the way you make sample beats forever. And the more you practice this, it's gonna only just make the MPC more fun and intuitive. So we're on tracklib right now, and I like this track right here. Yeah, her voices sound crazy and the instrumentation is just on point. Now, one of the main features I like about tracklib are the 3 options below right here where it says pitch, loop, and beat. This is where you get the true sauce. So if we mess with the pitch, let's just hear how it is if we went up 2. And with this track, I don't really want the drums, so anytime you're on tracklib and it says multi-tracks, you can just click into the track. Now you can see that I can have options without the drums, the instruments alone, the acapella, the backing vocals, but I ain't trying to get all that crazy. So I could have it on a 2-bar loop. Like, you can just go through and just get all these crazy chops, and you're gonna see how it all comes together with the MPC. It's just gonna be a seamless workflow. You can even go all the way down to a 1-bar loop. Man, with the 1-bar loops, it makes your sample beat sound more creative, because now it's not like people can tell like if you was to use an 8-bar loop and then people would know the sample. I think the beauty in the sample beat is that you know what the sample is and other people don't know what the sample is. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Do you like that people know the sample that you're using, or you just want it to just be a mysterious thing? You could also use the beat function to just get an idea of how it would sound. So I could use the trap essentials. Yeah. You know it's about to get crazy, man. And the best part about this, you can just go to download. You can just download these 1-bar loops. You don't have to go chop it yourself. All right, so I got my drums pulled up already. I just have the basics. Kick, snare, rim shot, open hi-hat, and a hat. So let's go to the samples that we downloaded from tracklib. I'm gonna do shift and menu to bring us to the browser. I made a folder for them called tracklib chops. Now I still gotta put the other ones in the folder, but you definitely wanna be organized. But right here I have the folder of what I downloaded, so I could just click in, and then there's actually 2 songs. So how I do it is I save a tracklib folder, then save the artist name, and then I save the songs in its own folder, and then now I got all these chops. So you can't just load it in one by one, but if you know you're gonna load everything in one folder, a quicker way to do this is just to go back and make sure you're on the folder, because if you're not on the folder and you're inside, it's still gonna do it one by one. So be on the folder, hold down shift, and then you can do load all. And then what it's gonna do is load all of them into the sample pool. Any samples you have will just be in here. So if I scroll down, these are the added samples, and I could just easily drag them over as well. So we could just do it like that. And notice how I have it all on my drum program as well. Now, if you're gonna load your chops this way, the next step I would do is go to menu and pad 14 to bring us to program edit. And you don't wanna just put this whole thing in mono, because if it's all in mono, then even the drums are gonna cut off on each other. So what we're gonna do is just keep this on polyphonic, but we can mute certain pads, and on the MPC it's called mute groups. So for the samples, we want it to cut off on each other and not interfere with the drum. So let's just go and set that up. Go to mute groups, put this on 1. So now when I hit those pads with the samples on it, it's gonna cut off on each other. And this is good because now I can still play the drums. And let's say you had other samples as well, you can set up more mute groups. Now another thing that I would do just to get it knocked out the way is just go back to main, go to this icon to pull up a shortcut for your mixer, then go to the individual pads. So wherever the samples is on, I'm just gonna put it on the submix channel. So it's gonna be on submix 1. Put that on 1. So once I have all my chops on submix 1, it's going to be a lot easier to just control the whole thing. So now I can control all my samples, whether it's the volume or the panning, or just put in effects to affect all of them. You could do it all through submixes. And you can always still go back to each individual pad, just hit mix. So if you want to turn down one, then you can do that from here. So in the beginning, I mentioned a beat making process that would change the way you make sample beats forever. Anytime I see Gnarly make a beat, or A-Rap music, I realized it just felt different from a beat that you would hear from a DAW. It's almost as if they looked at the MPC as an instrument versus just a machine that you can just make beats on. And the unique part about this is if you don't have it on quantize, you don't have to really get fixated on having it on a certain tempo. And you could just take it off loop and just play freely. I do that sometimes, but my project is set to 45 because I want to hear it loop back around from the beginning. So even though 86 is the tempo, I can still go in and just press record and play start. Now I have a certain groove. And just by me finger drumming, I already have an arrangement going on from the intro and the hook. But beats like this is more so, you know, you just get a flow for it. And the cool part is I could just punch back in wherever I left off. It's like freestyling. See, and then you just get like some crazy grooves because I didn't even purposely did that. See, sometimes you can mess up, but it still sounds good. And to me, that's what really makes someone original. It's not what they play, but how they play it. So let's say, okay, you got a couple patterns out and you don't feel like you want to keep doing it to make a full thing. Then just highlight everything and just press copy. So then it will loop. And from here, you'll be having like a full song. The workflow is going to be even more seamless because all your sounds are in one program. When it comes to tracking out, it's going to be easy because you just go to the pencil tool, press explode. It's going to put each sound on each individual track. And then also when it comes to your mute, everything will be right here. So that's going to make that part even easy. And then for XY effects, you know how we can't record on the output 1 and 2? Well, we can still record on the program since everything is on the program. So for instance, let's try to record on the outputs 1 and 2. So we have it on right. It should have recorded. Let's play it back. And it didn't. So now, since everything is on one program, and we could just, you know, record it again. So for those that be wanting to have effects on the full beats, you can still do that with the program and have it record. And then you can just make different sequences where you just mute the other sounds and then mess with the effects. Now, if you're interested in learning how to finger drum, the way I go about it is I use melodics. The thing with melodics, it will train you on how you can start finger drumming on your own. And also you'll be able to learn from their courses, their guides, and also they have a song feature where you can play popular songs and understand their rhythms. I'll have a link below in the description. You can just check it out. Now, finger drum is cool, but if you don't have a good drum bounce, then you can really just make or break your beat. So if you struggle with drum bounces or you just still want more information on that, you can watch this video next and I'll show you my 5 tips to improve on your drum bounce. Peace.